Welcome, Eric. Welcome, Laurent. And let's start with a little round of introductions. OVHcloud. Eric, why don't you go first and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in OVH?
Yes, I'm Eric Chambriard. I'm responsible for what we call strategic alliances, which mean the relations we have with a company from which we are integrating product in our offer. Number one being Broadcom VMware.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. And Laurent?
Yes, hello Guy. I'm Product Marketing Manager supporting VMware on OVHcloud solutions.
Okay, well great. That's a nice lead into my next question. Tell me a little bit about OVHcloud, the solutions that you have with VMware by Broadcom.
Yeah, it's a long partnership. So we started 15 years ago. We have VMware solutions. So the first one that we started is a managed offer, dedicated offer with SDDC solutions now. It's the most certificate solution that you can find in Europe, and also certified outside of Europe. New things come from the new portfolio of VMware. So we have just started a new offer, which is public VCF as a service, which is a shared offer, more with a public cloud experience. And it's more also an entry-level offer managing the request of customers to have a different choice with a new pricing model.
So you've got a diversity of solutions basically to match the customer size and needs. Yeah.
Exactly. With managed offers, as we have, so dedicated managed, which is hosted private cloud. The second one, public VCF as a service. And also for customers that they would like to build by themselves the platform, they can use directly the bare metal that we assemble on our side with the verticality that we have at OVHcloud because we assemble the servers in our factory and we deploy that everywhere in the world. Yeah,
and that's fairly unique for all of our cloud providers. I don't know any others that do all of the assembly and actually build the hardware themselves and deploy that. So Eric, over to you quickly. Can you tell me how has the partnership changed over years? And OVH, I started with VMware 10 years ago. You were a big partner then, but you expanded quite drastically. How's that affected the company and the growth?
I think we started VMware more than 10 years ago. We do acquire vCloud, which used to be a VMware company. It's a very long-lasting partnership. And what's interesting, even with what happened with Broadcom buying VMware, in fact, we continue being partners. We have an agreement. We are Pinnacle partners. And we continue working together in the same way. What's very important for us, technology is very important. Technology is at the DNA of this company. Our founder, Octave Klaba, loves technology. And we only, each time we are building a product, is because it makes sense from technology point of view for the customers. Okay. Therefore, we have a quite strong relation with product development and with all the people on your side and our side, which are building the products. And for me, this is the key point. We are able to know far in advance where you're going, your roadmaps, many meetings with people based on your side all over the world. So customers dealing with us and joining us, they can be sure that they're going to work on a solution that is being tailored for the future and which been built according to VMware product strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, again, is one of the key things in this relationship, that close working relationship we have with you.
Yeah.
And tell me, OVHcloud used to be just in France. You bought vCAN network. How's it expanded in other regions now?
So we are now a global company. With a data center in France, in Germany, in the UK, in Italy, but in Canada, in Sydney, in Singapore, in Poland.
Wow.
So we now have data center infrastructure all over the world. And on top of that, we have what we call local zones, which is that smallest data center at the edge to expand our coverage. So we now pretend to be a global players with infrastructure all over the world, And as we are building our own server, our own technology, we do have two factories, one in France and the other one in Canada.
Wow. Okay. So this is a great provider for customers that have got multi-region requirements, got latency requirements for running stuff on the edge. OVH provides the presence globally for that to be able to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're here at the Sovereign Cloud event. Sovereignty is a big conversation, especially in France. It's a big conversation. Things like SecNumCloud being compliance that is probably the highest in the world globally. Over to you, Laurent. What about your sovereign solutions? How have they evolved, and what are you hearing from customers?
Yeah, there is a lot of requests from customers as we are discussing today. The thing which is really important is there is regulation, there is SecNumCloud, and this is the stamp to get, in fact, the level of security and for the platform that customers are looking for. I would say more that OVHcloud is an alternative, because we are the leader, the European leader as cloud solution, and we have a footprint, as Eric said, everywhere in the world. We have a large portfolio, so when we speak to customers that they are looking for innovations, we have the innovations with different technologies, with open source, with other technology, and also with VMware and OVHcloud. We use VCF 5.2 currently, and moving to the 9.0 as soon as it will be available during summer. So all the innovation is here, and we have the position as an alternative in this market, because always when we think about cloud, we are looking to Hyperscalers in the US, which is one of the part of the market, but we need also to have alternatives, and OVHcloud is really the great alternative from the product, from the innovation, from the sovereignty reasons also, to help customers at the end of their journey.
And question for Eric, the sovereignty play doesn't just stop in France or Germany or Poland, it's also quite a big play in Canada. You care to expand a little bit on how you're seeing sovereignty play out in different regions?
I think we've seen in the past months really highest interest in sovereignty, and we got many questions around sovereignty from customers in France, in Spain, in Canada, and all over the world. I think that the people and the countries, they want to keep control over their data and over their information system, over what's going on with their own IT infrastructure. And this is something we can provide them. I mean, all OVHcloud infrastructure, OVHcloud as a company, we are fully sovereign. And as you mentioned, we do have a specific qualification like SecNumCloud or C5 to ensure highest level of data protection, I would say.
Yeah. And those requirements are evolving from a kind of portfolio perspective, Laurent. Yeah. How do you see the future with VCF 9 and requirements from, I mean, if France, like public sector, starts mandating SecNumCloud, for example, how do you see the portfolio evolving?
Yeah, just maybe before coming back to Canada, we have 2 data centers there. We have one of them which is on the Saint Laurent, so on the river, and we use the power of the river to do that, and also for the cooling. So we did a lot of innovation for more than 10 years, if I remember well, the opening of this one, and we have also one in Toronto. The support that we do 24 hours a day is also in Canada and in France mainly. So we have also a lot of employees there. So it's important to remind also that the cloud is also physical and humanly implemented by people that we have in our team. So that's something to remind also there. To go back to the portfolio that we have at OVHcloud, yes, we want really to provide the all choice for the customers. We have the baseline at OVHcloud, innovation for freedom. And to provide freedom, we need to provide choice to the customers to manage their data and innovate with their data. So VCF, with the new version and the new features, currently there is more and more requests for AI, but in private cloud. So we know that it's a new request. A lot of companies are more in the phase of testing, but they are leveraging more and more workloads like this. So this is something that we want to offer also to our customers with different models, as I said before. So I would say that it's a kind of X and Y axis. The X is the level of management, and the second one is the model that you want to have something fully dedicated or fully shared. And based on this one, you can pick and choose the good product that you need for your workloads and develop your company. So a lot of things to do. AI, switching to VCF model because it's the core model. And as a reminder also, there is a portability of license. So there is more agility for customers and for people that they use on-premise workload to migrate to OVHcloud using, in fact, this portability of their license.
That's another key differentiator for you guys. So
yeah, true.
Customers who have bought VCF already can move their license to OVH, move their workloads and not pay again for the VCF license.
Exactly. Yeah. On our hosted private cloud solution, it's possible. Otherwise, they can create their own clusters, as we said, by implementing, in fact, their own cluster, thanks to our industrial model, because we have more than 500,000 of physical servers in the world up and running, and carry on building new one, of course, with new generation. And based on this one, you can also use the power of the cloud just from the bare metal and use your license on the top if partners, customers would like to do this also. But yes, so our core product is managed solutions, which are more managed compared to other cloud providers, to simplify, in fact, the journey for customers and for them to be focused on their business and pushing, in fact, the responsibility on our side, doing the release for security reason or just because there is new features to help them in their journey.
Updates, patches, basically managing the stack so they can manage their business, not the stack, right?
Exactly. When we know, for example, the CVE for security, and we have to patch all the servers inside the company, on our side, regarding the size and the proximity that we have with VMware, we have the information really quick, and we are really efficient to patch all the park that we have to be well protected for customers, and on their side they have nothing to do excepting sometimes to reboot one host, but the mechanism of vMotion is still here to protect the workloads here.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. And Eric, perhaps we could finish with you. If you had to sum up for the audience watching the unique value proposition that OVHcloud brings to them, what would you say?
Well, I think it's quite simple. From the very beginning, we made the decision to build our own technology, to build our own servers with a very specific and unique water cooling technology. Therefore, we are cost-effective by design, and we are very sustainable by design. The first point I would mention. We have many others.
Well, that's actually a key thing for customers who are looking to minimize their carbon footprint as part of their corporate goals. Going to a provider like OVH, who has that already in place, can significantly jump their kind of greenhouse gas emission levels and benefit from perhaps additional funding within the corporation.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, guys.
Right, cheers.